Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So tonight I'm going to do a flip cup in black and white only. So I have already mixed up my paints, which are mont paints. So I've got 2 cups of white, 2 cups of black, which are 1 part paint to 1 part pouring medium. And my pouring medium is my Elmer's Clear Glue 70%, water 30% mixture. So, I have also added 3 drops of helmars silicone oil this time. So I'm going back to try out the helmar. So 3 drops in all 4 cups, and I stirred it in really, really well. I've just finished stirring them in. So, now I'm ready to start filling up the cups. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get 2 or 3 layers. Probably only 2, I think. I wanted to try to... I liked the black and white one I did last time, so I wanted to try to do one a bit similar. So make sure you layer them, not pour them in like a dirty cup. Doesn't matter if they mix a little bit, but I want to try and get as much black and white as I can, and less grey, which I will get grey anyway, but if I do my best to just get plain black and white, that will make it the way that I would like it to look. So it's just a matter of layering them, doing your best to try to keep the 2 colours as layered as easy as possible. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but just do your best to layer them properly. So I really liked the other black and white one that I did. So I thought I would try that again. It was probably one that a lot of people really liked. They thought it looked quite cool, and a lot of my friends and work colleagues liked it, that one as well. And 3 cups is probably a good, for this size canvas, which is a 12 by 16, 3 cups is a good mixture. Kind of makes it a little bit easier because it fits on the canvas well. So part of me wanted to try this with the what's the name, silicone, the marte, but as much as I liked the fractals, or the little flower cells, I didn't really want the flower cells this time. So I thought, no, I'll go back to using the helmar one. So the good thing is by having both, it gives me an option. I can try either one at either time. I should probably even try one with the hair serum as well. So it has definitely warmed up here. So I'm actually quite hot at the moment. So today got again into the 30s, same as yesterday. That's Celsius. So it was quite warm. I don't have air conditioning, or I don't. I installed a little mini one last year, but I don't really use it. I'm so used to not having one, I forget to use it, and I don't want to use it while I'm doing my art yet. I think it's going to blow too much air and I worry about things cracking. And 30 isn't really very hot for here yet. It's hot at the moment just because we're not used to it. We just come out of winter. But yeah, I'll start using it when I get into the 40s on a daily basis. I live in a valley, so it gets a little bit warm here. I don't get much of a sea breeze. I get the hot easterly wind off the desert. So altogether, I used 60 grams of paint in each cup. So 60 grams of paint, 60 grams of pouring medium, which means that each cup is 120. So my whole canvas is going to be 480 grams of paint, which I hope is enough. It is enough to cover it, but sometimes I worry I've got to stretch things a little bit too much. Like normal, I always put my end cup in the middle. Excellent. So I let them sit for a minute while I get my gloves. So I sat here, I mixed up my paints, I let them sit for a little bit, and I ate a block of chocolate. I was supposed to behave, but I don't know. I was being a bit of a piggy tonight, and I just thought, nah, I feel like a block of chocolate. Oh, these are a bit harder to get on now in the heat. So I've got my corner catcher ready, which I will wait and see whether I use it or not, depending on how the paint looks once it's on the canvas. I may want to tip off parts, so I may not need to use the corner catcher. We will see. Oh, definitely a bit warm. I'm going to have to get some summer paint clothes, which might be little cool shorts and a little cool top shirt. Alrighty. So, what can I show you quickly while that's draining? My dirty pearl pour in the greens and golds. Don't know if you can see the shimmer. It's hard to get the lighting right. But I'm super happy with that. It's nice and dried really well. The shimmer's definitely there. Gonna varnish this once it's cured. So I'm just leaving that to dry longer. That should be long enough sitting. So now we will tip. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm actually noticing I'm getting those little fractals at the moment. So do you know what? It may not have been the marte silicone. It may be the marte black paint that's doing it. because I was so used to using a Raldo de Polo. I'm going to have to start moving because it's starting to go over the edges. So back and forth. I'm going to have to try and tip over the edge already because I'm going to start losing too much paint. Yes, I am losing a bit of paint. Come on, over the edge. Alright, and back. I'm worried I'm going to stretch these big cells too much. So over. I'm actually going to tip a few of them off now. Don't think I'm going to get enough off because as I'm doing it I can see more developing. Oh well. So again we're just moving the paint back and forth and something's making the paint not move there. I think I got it. So I'm going to have to go over this corner, make sure I get off all that stuff that I poured on the corner. So that's gone over, coming back. Yeah, definitely overstretching these big cells. That's okay. You can't always help it, and that's the thing. I'm not going to overly stress about it because there's nothing I can always do to change it. So I'm just bringing the paint back down until it's relatively in the middle. That's mostly in the middle of the canvas now. I'm going to make sure I've got all these four corners. Just a tiny bit on this corner I didn't get to. So I did tip off more paint than I had planned to, but that's okay. Alright. Definitely warm. I can feel everything getting sticky. The hands sweating the gloves. Okay. Whoops. Wrong way. There we go. So I'm going to try and torch this from a height. I don't want to get big clusters at the moment. So I'm just moving the torch around. As soon as I see cells start to form, I'm going to move to a different spot. So you can see when a cell forms, because you get like a tiny little speck, like a little pinhead show up in the colouring, and it from there it grows. Whoa, a little bit warm there. So I'm getting more grey cells than white. So this one's coming up a little bit darker than normal, or than my last one. That's super hot. So the cells are still developing. It's definitely a lot more darker. The last one I did like this, the white seemed to stay separate from the black, but the difference is I'm using marte paints this time. I'm pretty sure the last one I used Iraldo de Polo. So this one's come up a lot more darker and grey. The other one came up a little bit more monochromatic, black and white. But in saying that, it's just something that can be multiple reasons why it happened. It could be the paints just mixed more in the cup when I did the pouring into the cup or the flip. Multiple reasons. Maybe I did it in a different order. Instead of going black, white, I might have gone white, black. Really, little things like that can make a huge difference to how the end result actually turns out to be. So I'm just going to scrape these while I can. Get to this back stand. So I did get those fractals come up. So they're in there, over here, and there's some more running down. It didn't come up all over. So that is showing to me that it actually wasn't the mont silicone that was doing it. It was the mont paint that is doing it. But I am still using the same one black bottle that I originally brought. So maybe that one bottle is doing it and not the other bottles will. Who knows? That's the thing about these. Sometimes one little thing can change outcomes or effects. I'm not going to torch this anymore because I'm just going to get more cells that are going to come up and push around. I'm going to leave it as it is. So I do have white coming up over here, down there, bits here and bits over here. I've got lots of different greys, and I've got black ones that have come up. They're not as noticeable, but down here we've got black cells with white edges. So this is quite cool, a little bit different to the last one, which actually I kind of like having ones that tend to look a little bit different. So I am going to bring you down for a close-up. There we go. It's harder to catch the colour. It's showing up a bit more grey. It's a bit darker in real life, but let's go down and have a look at some of these cells. So as you can see, we've got nice grey, black, white cells coming through. That kind of changing as they go. Little cluster over here. Come across to the top. We've got nice, big bunch of light white ones over here. Now this is the middle running down the center of the canvas. More nice white ones over here. And these are these black ones with white edging. And we come along up this side. So there's the fractals showing up again. It's like a lacing. So I could see them forming from the beginning when I tilted the canvas, but they didn't come up all over, only in sections. So there's more behind these cells here. But yeah, this is it. Black and white flip cup again. Black and white flip cups are actually quite, a lot of people like them. They do suit a lot of areas easily because there's not a lot of colour to kind of match with. But that is it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. So share, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And I just hope you enjoyed it. And if you do one like this, let me know. I'd like to see what you do. But yeah, hope you all had fun, and I'll see you tomorrow for another pour. All right, good night, everybody. Bye.